let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What? I heard that we here in the Union Square, let's go. I heard that we here in the Howard Square, let's go. I heard that we here in the Times Square, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello and welcome to the Built in the Bronx podcast. I am your host, Maximilian Hill, and today we have a very special guest. Alex Quezada serves as a software engineer at Visa, and he's a previous guest of the Built in the Bronx podcast. Alex, thank you for coming on the podcast. How are you?
Hello, Max. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today with you.
It's good to see you again, my friend.
Absolutely.
So a lot of news since the last time that you were on the podcast. The last time you were on the podcast, I think we were talking about your time in Japan, your work in your research with self-driving cars,
Yes, that's right.
and you were still a student at Lehman College, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So what's the news? Tell us the news.
The news is that I finally landed my first job as a software engineer at Visa. And one funny story is that last time I was telling you about my time in Japan. And well, this time too, I'll be telling you about my time in Japan because I actually was interviewing from Japan all this time.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
That's very cool. Yes. So tell us about Visa. Tell us about the hiring process that you went through, and would love to hear all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So right after I graduated, the technology market, especially for software engineering and related roles, um, it still kind of is like very, very rough. It's a little harsh. It's recovering. It's a lot better now, but it has gotten a lot more competitive. And for me, I had some experience from 2 internships, but that alone is not enough to make myself stand out in this market. So during my time, after I graduated, I sort of went to Japan on I guess, graduation trip, you could say. And the whole time I was applying to jobs, and I was just practicing, just following the template. Because even though AI has become very prevalent today, the hiring process hasn't caught up to that yet. So they still use the standard interviewing questions, like if you do your lead code, like you'll be in a really good position. And now, like even entry level positions are asking for system design. That didn't used to be the case, but now is some entry level positions do require a system design interview as well. So in all, from when I graduated to when I got the job, like around 6 months passed, and the whole time I was applying to jobs. So in total, probably applied close to 2,000 jobs. And yes,
Yeah.
and mind you, I tried connecting with people, but that didn't lead to much results. So it was mostly like blindly applying to this rabbit hole, and
Yeah.
eventually,
It's like a different form. Different things work for different people. Like
absolutely.
some people get their opportunity through applying online. I know research says that it's the lowest probability or the lowest percentage of success is applying blindly. Uh, you know, building relationships with people, and it's hard because not everyone can build a relationship through LinkedIn messages alone. I know I
Yeah.
have, but it takes time. Like it's about trust. When they get that message from you, they want to know that that you're an actual human, right? You're not a scammer. But yeah, it does take time. But so 2,000 job applications. Wow. Yeah,
Yes.
that's quite the journey. Yeah, quite the
It is
journey.
quite a journey, and it's funny because during that journey, I think I read this LinkedIn post from someone saying that flying to jobs in and of itself is a full-time job,
It
and
is.
I was just like, I chuckle at it a little. But I would say that what helped me at least is just following the template. If you, they say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So
Correct.
the whole time I was applying, I was preparing for the interview. So and it's funny because I think it was like the second interview that I got. I just nailed it. Like just passing the resume screen was the hardest part about it. And once I did pass it, like I was practicing the whole time. I was doing my lead code. I was practicing system design every single day, applying and doing that for close to. I didn't do it for like all 6 months, but I did it for 3 to 4 months. And when I finally did manage to pass uh, the resume screening, I got a phone call. I was in Japan. I had to wake up early that day.
And you were in Japan?
Um,
Okay, cool.
yes, for most of the interviews, I had to wake up super early,
Yeah.
and um, and because I was prepared, I was ready. I passed the interview really without not so much difficulty. Yeah,
Mm, wow. That's
and
that's incredible. You mentioned how hard the job market is. Was
yes,
and is for software
and
engineers.
and yes,
I
yes,
can tell you, we had a really hard time getting our students hired. I mean, and it's not it wasn't just our students. It was I think everywhere. Even Harvard MBA students are having tough time finding opportunities. So, congratulations to you for persisting. 2,000 job applications. That is quite the journey.
by the
And
journey. Yeah.
um, how good did it feel when you finally got that offer?
Oh, I was so happy. Like I remember speaking with the recruiter, and on the phone, I was so excited. She was so excited for me too. It feels like an achievement after all this time dedicating all my time and attention every single day without fail to practicing the lead code, learning the algorithms, and just solving problems every single day. It's all that I could think about. I was just like imagining the day when I finally got the job that I didn't have to. Well, I wouldn't say that I didn't have to do it anymore because I actually enjoy the process because I think solving this problem makes you a better engineer because it teaches you how to think like an engineer.
Mhm.
But I just wanted a break from it. It
Yeah, dude, it's like dude, it's job hunting sucks, dude. There's no
sucks, yeah.
It does, dude. It sucks. And you just got to persist. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, people handle it differently, but good for you. So, tell me about your work. What kind of project you working on? I mean, tell us what you can. I don't want to get you in trouble now that you just
Yeah.
started. So, just generally, give us a general idea.
Okay, I'll give you like a very general idea. So, at this, I actually, I think I'm very lucky because even during the interview process, I could talk to my manager, and he was so nice and welcoming. Well, he was not. He is very nice and welcoming, and he creates this environment for you to learn. So, I do like my team and what I'm doing with them. Like, it's really fun, and they create this space for me to feel comfortable, for everyone to feel comfortable, to say. So I like that part about the job. And I'm mostly working on well, my official title is a software engineer, but much of the work that I do is testing. I write a lot of test cases, and I try to just it because at this I take some time from when the code is written to when it gets to production. So my job is basically to reduce that time. As general as I can, yes. So that's much of the work that I do, is just writing tests to reduce the time code gets to production.
Hey, time is money, right?
Time is, especially at Visa, like every second matters.
I know, dude, because they're handling so much money. It's ridiculous.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So no, that learn as much as you can, dude. We are so happy for you. And you're the first repeat guest on the Built in the Bronx podcast. So thank you for coming back and for
Absolutely.
not forgetting the little people.
Don't say that.
So
So,
yeah, that's awesome. So are you working remotely in person? What is it?
I'm actually hybrid. I'm
Okay.
about 3 days in the office and 2 days remotely.
Okay,
Well,
that's good.
Yeah, coming back to the topic of when you say like learn as much as you can, and I actually love the fact that sometimes I get paid to learn something that I would have learned anyways, even if I wasn't working a visa. So that's something really rewarding about the job. It's just investing my own personal skills and getting better as a developer in general. And that's something that I get to do over there. So that's a part the job that I really enjoy as well.
That's awesome. Do you have any coworkers in Japan?
I do not have any coworkers in Japan now.
Okay. You might just not know them.
That's true, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just not know them yet.
Um, yeah, that's really exciting. So now you're in Denver.
Yes, I'm in Denver now.
How has the adjustment been from going from New York to Denver?
Oh, it has been really rough because I went from basically sea level to 1,600 meters above sea level. So my body adjusting to that, it's been a little rough. Like my breathing, sometimes I bleed from my nose because the air is so dry.
Really?
Overnight, yeah, like I guess the dryness sort of cracks my skin and I start bleeding a little. And even my skin is still like my hands here, like a super dry still. I haven't fully adjusted, but it's a lot better now. The change of environment, I wasn't ready for it. At least my body wasn't yet. It's taking some time to adapt.
I was in Bogota, Colombia, not too long ago,
Uh-huh.
and I think the first 48 hours, it's a really high altitude city. And the first 48 hours I was there, I had trouble breathing. But I expected it because when I was researching the place, they said the first 48 hours you're gonna have trouble breathing, but it's normal.
Yeah.
And they say for
It's
most
normal,
people,
yeah.
there's no issues after 2 days. Um, I've been to Colorado once, and it was when I was in high school and I was looking at colleges, and I visited the Air Force Academy because I was considering becoming a pilot. And then
Mhm.
so I was in Colorado Springs, and I remember I had like a nosebleed. It was terrible. It was like yeah, so such high altitude, but
Yeah.
that's good. Do you have any friends there yet? Have you met any like neighbors? Are you living in like an apartment complex?
Yeah, I live in an apartment complex, a little far from work, but it's not so bad. I haven't made so many friends yet. Yeah, I'm still getting there slowly, trying to get involved with the communities and getting familiar, see if I can make some connections.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that will help definitely with the adjustment. But it's a lot different than
Absolutely.
the Bronx, that's for sure.
It is a lot different. The people are a lot different too. That's something that I found I found very different. Like the way people are here, it just felt different from New York City. And to me, it's a nice change of environment because I lived in New York City for like over 12 years. So I was used to that in New York people. So coming here, the city life is completely change of pace. I enjoy more like the slow pace life, and
Mhm.
I think that suits me about here. Well, sometimes I do miss New York.
Yeah, there's no place like it. But
There's no place like it, yeah.
I'm sure Visa has offices in New York, right?
Yes, Visa actually has office in New York. Yep.
Yeah. So maybe come back one day, reach
Yeah,
out.
maybe
I'd love to catch up in person.
absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
maybe I ask for a transfer one day. Who knows?
what if there are any Lehman students watching this, what advice or tips would you have if they're going through, the job search gauntlet?
So I actually have advice for those currently in school right now. Maybe they're sophomore, maybe they're freshmen or seniors or juniors. And for those that have graduated and are struggling, I will start first with those still in school. If you're still in school, my best advice is look for internships. That's that's the most important thing. Look for internships as soon as possible. And I really do mean that. It makes all the difference. There's two benefits to looking for internships. One is that, for example, if you're trying to be a software developer, software engineer, or maybe data science or any related roles, you have to practice to pass the interview. And the interview for the internship and the actual job are almost the same. Like I would say it's the same. So if you can pass an interview for the internship, you can pass an interview for the real job. So and that will give you a leg up in the but you're also gaining experience. So if you're a student, I cannot overstate how important it is to be looking for internships, especially if it's like maybe startup private companies. Like so, you get a sense of what it's going to be like after you graduate to find your job. And many times they do convert internship to full-time positions. As for those that already graduated, uh, I would say just follow the template.
Yeah.
Do your lead code every day. Learn like what is it? Data structures and algorithm. That's very important. Do uh, review the fundamentals, review your data structures and algorithm, start looking into system design, understanding what it is, and start practicing with it, start reading about it. And again, just do your lead code or even though the market is changing very soon, they might not ask the same type of interview questions or like the interview style might change completely because of AI. Well, at least as of now, it is still very common, but like I'm starting to seeing a push to moving away from that kind of interviewing style. At least when I look at LinkedIn and many of the hiring managers and CEOs of startups or in other professionals, like I'm seeing a lot of posts and comments about trying to move away from or from that interviewing style. But it might take a little while, but at least as of now, as of this moment, that's still the style. So just practice your lead code, your system design every day, and keep applying or building connections. They say preparation is when I mean luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So make sure you at least prepare when you finally get the opportunity to interview. Is
Yeah.
my advice.
Yeah, that's a good saying. Luck is created by the prepared. Yes.
Yes.
And it's usually the people who say, "Oh, well, that person got lucky." Well, they were probably weren't prepared. I mean, I, there is a lot of inequality in this country, but still, there's so many different ways to find opportunity. And it doesn't have to be just software engineering, right? Software engineering is
No.
just one, vertical. There's so many other ways to make money. I mean, a lot of opportunity is in tech for sure, but
Yeah.
luck is created by the prepared. That's for sure. That's for sure. Um, yeah, that's great. I'm so happy for you. Um, did your experience in self-driving cars work? You did research for self-driving cars, right?
Yes, I did do research in that. Yeah.
Did that come in handy at all in the interview process or no?
No, I would say like something that came handy, at least like looking at it from what I learned in school, is I pay a lot of attention and I went the extra mile when I took my data structure and algorithm classes at Lehman. I built a lot of the fundamentals that helped me in the interview process to explain that. And also another class that I took was that was very fundamental to helping me in the interview process. It was the class operating systems, the database class and operating systems. So I would say for current students, pay attention to those classes and do more than the bare minimum because they're going to serve you well during the interview as well.
You mentioned AI, and that's the topic du jour, right?
Yes.
Um, I'm going to ask you this question because you are a software engineer, right?
Yes.
Dude, the other day I went to ChatGPT and I said, write me code for this, this, and this, right? And it did. So long term, I mean, I don't know. I keep seeing growth in no code or low code apps. What do you think will happen do you still think high schoolers should learn how to code or what? What do you think long term?
I think long term, like high schoolers still learn how to code. So the thing about AI, AI has a very fatal flaw. Maybe in the future it will overcome it, considering at the pace technology is advancing. But I do not see AI like replacing engineers completely. I think the shift is gonna change because
You think the what?
the shift is gonna
Shift.
change.
Okay.
Yeah, the shift, the focus of where like we need engineers in is gonna change because AI can will take a lot of the heavy lifting. But I think engineers ultimately are gonna be needed. Maybe not to the same extent, say 10 years ago. Well, there's still gonna be like a demand for engineers, in my opinion. I'm optimistic about the future.
Okay,
And
good.
although AI is very, very scary, and I even saw like a startup founder in on LinkedIn that fired his whole team and just is he's running like a one-man company with AI. And so he's doing coding with it. Although there's people extreme like that, there's a lot of traditional companies and a larger scale like Visa, for example, that do need the reliability of a real engineer, a real person looking at this. And even at work, I think many companies are starting to adopt AI. They want their engineers to use AI to increase productivity. So rather than replace this, it's more working side by side because AI tend to hallucinate a lot. So it's not like you can use AI, at least as of
So
now, for like
you'll still have to use AI, but you have to like check the work that AI does.
yes, you can use it to help you in your work, but you still have to check. Like you cannot use AI for mission critical applications, for example.
Like when I
Uh,
do posts on social media, right?
yes.
And I think that's something that everyone needs to really be doing. I mean, for their career. I mean, regardless of how you feel about social media, I think uh, putting yourself out there, like building a brand, it's like a non-negotiable because you have to kind of be visible in whatever endeavor you're doing. But uh, I use I'll use ChatGPT. I'll say, write me a persuasive post about my trip to Lisbon and my time meeting with people in the tech community there, right? Or write me a post about uh, this conversation, this podcast conversation. And I mean, I'm just like an average writer, right? I'm not like you can't get good. There are only so many things you can get really good at, right? And some people say, "Well, you're not even writing it. That's cheating." I was like, "No, it's not. Time is
No.
money, right?" And like it writes great. Like, yeah, a lot of people know that I didn't write it, but it doesn't matter. So I think we have to embrace it and use it as a tool. I mean, that's what all the experts are saying, right? All the people who are much smarter than me say that the people who resist it are going to get left behind. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean for images, I mean Midjourney, there's so many awesome tools and like note taking. Like um I was at a meeting and they were still doing like handwritten notes. I was like, "Are you serious?" It's just like old habits die hard. Do you realize how much time, an AI note taker, but I mean, I've only learned that because through my podcast work. Because this whole conversation that you and I have, right? After it's done, I'm going to upload it into Cast Magic. And then Cast Magic just analyzes the whole episode, right? It creates a transcript that I would say is probably like 95% accurate as far as the words. And then it says, okay, this is what your LinkedIn post should be. This is what your X post should be. This is what your Instagram post should be. These are the top 10 attention grabbing headlines. And like, you know, people who just like resist will never learn that, people like, how is Max everywhere? Right? Because I plan my posts like Saturday and Sunday, I plan my posts for the week, right? And it all gets done on Monday, right? So if you see a post on Thursday, right, that was planned on Monday and I didn't write it. AI wrote it. And then AI will write the general script. And then I'll just go in, change a couple words and make sure. But the thing is, you got to make sure you have to edit it, right? And I mean, mission critical stuff, you're going to have to be a lot more, you have to go through it with a fine tooth comb, right? Um,
Yep. Absolutely.
but
Yep. So,
it's proven though, humans will not be able to to work at the same speed, right?
yeah. No, absolutely not. And that's the thing. Like, and not just software engineering, like you say, in every aspect of other jobs as well. I think there's going to be more demand for AI literate people, people who can leverage this tool that we have by our side to be more productive, to be more efficient. I think that's where like the shift is going to occur. And so it's not going to replace it completely. Maybe in some time in the future it will, I don't know, but at least as of now, I don't see it replacing or taking many over jobs anytime soon. Well, there's gonna be the shift of people who can leverage AI to be more productive and more efficient, just like you leverage it to help in your podcast and other aspects of you posting online as well. I think that's gonna be more in demand, is my take on it at least.
Yeah, for sure. So, um, super happy for you, Alex. It's been a pleasure. It was a pleasure working with you when we were at Lehman, and we couldn't be happier for you. Wave the Lehman flag loudly and proudly. Um, everyone here is rooting for you. And thank you for your time to join us on the podcast. And thanks for being a friend of the podcast. And keep in touch. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Max.
Yeah.
It was a great time talking to you again.
2,000 applications. And
Remember
I'm
that.
telling you, man, that did you ever at like any point did you feel like quitting? Was it like were you like screw this, man? I'm just gonna go get a job down the street.
So,
I'm gonna work in an AutoZone or something.
well, for maybe it's the way that I think is a little strange, but that thought never crossed my mind because to me, it's like I don't have a choice. I need to get a job. And although it can get hopeless, if, I guess I'm just very optimistic and bright person. I just saw a future where I got a job and I just ignored everything else and I kept pursuing that. So just unyielding, relentless focus and believe in yourself that you can achieve that which you want. I think comes a lot to that.
I like it. I love it. All right. Alex Quezada, built in the Bronx. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Max. Likewise.
Yo, I heard that we hitting that 40 second, let's go. I heard that we hitting